Alrighty, welcome back to another one. And this, I sort of alluded onto this on the previous workout if you were watching, the Advanced Kettlebell Workout, which I can link somewhere around here. However, we're now going to move on to like a super, let's call it a super advanced workout. For those that find snatches and goblet squats and lunges, rack ups, etc. quite comfortable, this is a movement a bit more for you with a couple of slightly different things in there. So we're just going to do 4 movements for the whole thing, because again, there's only so advanced that we can get without having to teach a whole different ball game of stuff. So 4 movements. The movements we're going to do, I'm just going to tell you these now so you're prepared if you know what these are. We're going to carry on from the snatch that we did in the first workout. We're going to play a bit more on the swing snatch. We're then going to do a windmill, which is a very yoga movement, but with a kettlebell it's even better. We're then going to do a single leg deadlift, which is actually not too bad, but it's just about balance and technique. Then a single arm clean and lunge press, which is coordination and balance and strength 101. So they're the 4 moves we're going to do. To negate from the fact that it's very complicated, we're going to keep the structure very simple. We will get moving in a sec. I'm just going to talk you through it quickly. The structure is going to be in a circuit format. So you do movement number 1, movement 2, movement 3, number 4. Then you get a breather and so on and so forth. So it's basically 1 minute of each movement to give you plenty of time to practice. 30 seconds of recovery in between each movements. And then we times that whole thing by 3 rounds. So 3 lots of 4 movements of 1 minute. Long story short, follow me and we're cracking on. So we're going to get you warmed up. Mainly for the first movement, which is some snatches. So it's going to work on some shoulder mobility, so just some single arm swings behind you. I'm going to step forward a little bit, or maybe do it from side on, so I don't hit my thing behind me. Just follow me along. All you're going to need is a kettlebell, 1 single kettlebell. You might want to go a bit lighter, just switching over arms. You may possibly want to go a bit lighter because the movements are going to be a little bit tougher. I'm just going to go 2 together now. Just swing your arms around just to get them loose a little bit. Go behind you, and then go the other way. So switch directions. And then if you're feeling super fancy, something I used to always do in classes, hands up to the top and do one way, 1 the other. The classic coordination one. But either way, that's enough fun for now. Let's do some side twists, like so. Let's loosen up the spine, get it moving. And then some leg kicks. We're not taking too long getting warmed up here because we can do a little bit of kettlebell work to start you off with. Just swing those legs. Again, follow what I do sometimes because we have to cram it all into a given time frame. I can't explain it as well as I wish, but it's YouTube. It's got to be done. We have to keep it into a certain time frame to keep people interested. So let's switch over legs. But what we're going to do quickly now, just before we go into the snatches, we're just going to do some kettlebell swings. Again, I'm hoping you know what these are. If you're at this level of kettlebells, then you are fully familiar with swings. So I'm not going to talk you through them. Just going to go for a quick set of maybe 10 to 15 swings. Just stop when I stop. Just try to get the hips nice and loose and warm up. So we've got the kettlebell in. I've started, so hopefully you guys are following suit fairly quickly. Just think, yeah, all about speed and power. Get the glutes working, get the heart rate up a little bit. And now I'm just going to try to bring the kettlebell up a little bit higher, just above my head so I can start to get the shoulders involved a bit more, just for about 5 more seconds. So 3, 2, and last one. And that will do nicely. Cool. Swings, all you need. Alrighty, that's got the heart rate ticking. So let's now crack on. So I've got the timer at the ready. The first movement we're going to do is a snatch. And then very quickly after that, I'm going to talk you through the windmill, which just basically, simply put, without a kettlebell looks a bit like this. You may have done it in yoga, but with a kettlebell, it's a lot different. So I'm only going to have 30 seconds to describe that, so bear with me. The first round will be a bit all over the place, but here we go. Let's start off with a kettlebell snatch, which is down, punch up to the sky, swing back, punch up to the sky. It looks like this. You can, from here, come down to shoulder and swing back in, like so. Or you can, alternatively, if you're feeling more treacherous, you can come straight down like this, twist, straight back up, straight down, like so. So I'm going to do a mixture of both so you can get an idea. But let's not bore you anymore. So that's the first round, 1 minute of that, 30 seconds per side. So I'm going to do the first 30 on my right arm, then switch over to my left arm. So let's get ready to rock and roll, get everything in gear. It's time to produce the goods. Here we go, round number 1, snatches, 1 minute in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So I'm going to start off like this. I do it from front on. I'm coming up to the top every time and then bringing it back to my chest. That'll be my first round. Second round, I'm going to try to go a little bit harder, I suppose, and try to come down every time without the brief shoulder pause here. But hopefully, if I can stick to my promise, I'll give you a little heads up as to when to switch over. But just pay attention to that timer. So I'm going to switch over now. I'm going to swing to switch, keep the momentum going. Then we're on to the other arm. Again, if you've got pads to wear for your wrists, then all the better. Or if you've got chalk, I don't. So I'm going to embrace the bruising. So 10 seconds. Again, trying to get lots of power and lots of speed to the top. Last rep for me, up to the top, and then back to here, and good. Okay, 30-second rest, windmill. Basically, rack the kettlebell up like this, feet shoulder width apart. I'm going to do this quickly. Turn to the side with both feet, push your hips away from you, press, bend both legs down, touch the floor, come back up and bring it in and reset. Okay, very quick. So that's the windmill, half and half, 30-30. So here we go. So round number 1 of this coming up, advanced, go lighter. So 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So we're up, feet to the side. It's a lot slower, bum out. I'm going to bend both knees. I'm going to press it up above my head. I'm looking at the kettlebell at all times. I'm touching the floor. I'm coming up with straight arm, back to chest. I'm just going to stay in this posture to save time. I'm going to go again up and down, just like this, keeping in posture. It's a real burner on the shoulders, on the back, etc. So I'm going to switch over now. So I just have to look at the timer. Make sure you always press up before you go. So you press up here, then you go down, but I'm always looking up at the bell like so. So I'm always checking the bell. I'm going 2 legs bent like so, but I'm trying to keep this arm nice and straight. If that makes sense. Final 10. Down to the instep, nice and slow. Coming back up and bringing that back in. And that'll do. That's close enough to a minute. We do about 3 per side. So that's the first time you may have done that movement. You may need to go without a kettlebell. We may need to go a lot lighter. It's a very tough movement for the shoulder, for the back, for the core, for everything. But we'll come back to that. We have 2 more times to do that. So deadlift, hold it with one hand, whatever hand you hold it on, kick back that same leg. So if I hold it with my right hand, I'm going to kick back my right leg and go down to the floor. Oh, that's a very bad rep, but like so, just really good and balanced. Time is up. Let's go. So I'm focusing on one leg at a time, like this. Good. Focus on balance as to what my other leg does. So this leg that's on the floor, I'm trying to keep my knees soft, but I'm also trying to keep my leg relatively straight so I can stretch out my hamstrings. This one is probably the most simple movement of them all. It's just a case of getting your balance and getting your coordination in gear. So I'm going to go for one more. Oh, get my balance again. Then I'm going to switch over. Okay, let's face this way now. So I switched over arms and legs. But yeah, just remember, left arm holding it, left arm going back. Again, all just a matter of balance and going at a good, steady speed. But like I said, this first round is a bit of a mash-up because I can't have that much time to talk in between. One more rep for me. Good. Okay, and then 30-second recovery. Then we're going to do the single arm lunge press. So basically you're going to rack it up to here and then press and lunge at the same time. I'll let you decide. You can press with the right, lunge with the left, or you can press with the right, lunge with your right. Your preference. Do whatever you want to do. Make sure you rack it up in between every single movement. So I'm going to show you this side first, but there's a rack up in between every lunge. So follow me. So 3, 2, 1. I've racked it up. I'm then pressing and lunging back to here, back to the floor, rack up, press and lunge. It's this sort of rhythm. And again, when I get to the halfway mark, I'm going to switch over. So actually, let's look this way so I can see. Timer for me is over here. That's it. Rack up in between. Again, this is a far more balanced and technical one. So I'm going to aim for one more. All right, let's switch over. So now I'm going to switch over legs and arms. Trying to get a good solid press. After this, we're going to get a minute to recover. You're also trying to press at the same time as you lunge. So don't press first. don't do that and then lunge. You're trying to do it all smoothly at the same time. So I'm here, I've racked up, I'm pressing and lunging at the same time. Let's squeeze in one more. Good, okay, there we go. Lovely, so we have now got a minute and a half to recover, and more than anything, just a chance to debrief, get an idea of what all of that was about. So at the start I said, first round is going to be a bit of a chaotic round. Don't really get much time to show, but hopefully, because it's the clues in the title, Super Advanced, you might get an idea of what most of these are already. I really hope you're not a beginner tuning in to try to do this your first time. I've got beginner stuff for that on my YouTube. However, enough of that, we've got a minute to recover now. So windmill, yeah, twist your bum as far out away from you as you possibly can whilst you press up, and then I'm going to try to look up at the kettlebell. So I'm here, feet facing towards that direction, bum pushed out towards the opposite direction, then press and stare up at the windmill. As I touch the floor, I'm still looking at the bell. I'm coming back up with my arms straight and back in to my chest. That's key for the windmill. It's tough, it's tiring. Deadlifts, I think we're fine. Snatches, we're getting there. The lunge, clean the lunge press, boom, at the same time. I like to do it with all on one side, so right and right, but some people prefer right and left, for example. But anyway, going back to the kettlebell snatch, so let's get ready. 30 seconds per arm, round 2, in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. This time I'm going to go straight down from the top, and actually what you'll see from front on here, I've got it wrapped up. I sort of twist it out my hand and catch it on my fingertips. I'm going from the palm of my hand to fingertips, twist and catch, palm of hand to fingertips. That's the goal. This way it's harder in many ways, more technical, but also you can get more momentum at the top. So I'm going to switch over now. I'm going to swing to switch and do the same on this arm. So I'm here, palm, bottom of the palm. From here, little twist, catch it in my fingertips, and I'm back up and down like so. Once you get to the top of the snatch, you have a brief pause at the top, like so, and then twist and press. You have to acknowledge the top of that snatch. Give it a little bit of a second so that you know where you're at. Don't rush it. So I'm going to go for one more. Good. And as always, my right arm is a bit stronger than my left arm on the snatch, so the technique's probably a bit better on this arm, but it's taken years of practice on both arms to get it a decent standard. It's a tough movement. So in 15 seconds, windmill, the one I just covered. So again, I'd recommend going body weight if you can't do it, or lighter if you can't do it. But let's get it racked up to here, keep it up here, feet turn to the side, and let's go. Press, load, look up at the bell, little pause at the bottom, straight arm to the top, and back in to your chest, like so. Press, twist, lovely movement for your spine, for your shoulders, for your flexibility around your hips. It's just an absolute overall cracker. I'm going to aim for one more here, if I can. Good, I'm now going to switch over, because we've got the halfway mark coming. I'm now pushing my feet the other side, and my bum that way. You have another movement in the kettlebell, which is called a bent press, which is similar in many ways, but we're not going to go into that just yet. Almost there, so I'm going to try to go for one more. Almost lost it there. One more. Good, okay. Next up, single leg deadlifts. Hopefully, oh, sweating, feels sticky. Next up, we're going to go for, single leg deadlifts. Hopefully, it's getting a bit more comfortable the more I talk and chat, and the more we do. So, round coming up again. Let's try to really get focused on a spot in front of you to hone in your balance. I'm going to stare at a little dot I've got right in front of me here. So, right arm, right leg. Here we go. So I'm staring at that dot. I'm going to stay in a very comfortable tempo for me. I'm not rushing it. But also, as soon as I lose focus from that dot, like now, for example, I'm all over the place. So just focus at something. Try to kick your back foot up nice and high, so you squeeze your bum on that back leg, like a donkey kick. So I'm going to switch over after this rep. Good. Let's switch over. I'll switch over hands and feet. You try not to rest on the floor for too long. You sort of touch the floor briefly and come back up again. Good steady speed. Again, you'll start to feel this one quite a lot in your glutes and your lower back. Very powerful course. Almost there, final 5. I'm going to go for one more rep after this. Make it as good as the first. Good, okay, there we go. And then we're back into those lunges and presses, probably the most complex movement of them all. Remember, you put it on the floor in between every rep. Very important. Rack, lunge press. How exciting. Super advanced, this is good. If you're following along, kudos. Kudos, kudos, it's a good one. So here we go. So 3, 2, 1, and let's rock and roll. Rack up, press, lunge. Again, steady sort of speed. Make sure with that press, we're extending right above our head here. So I've got that fully by my ear, right above my head. And I'm getting that back knee all the way down to the floor every time. Nice. I'm going to switch over now. Straight into this arm and leg. Again, if you're paying eagle-eyed attention, you might notice that my technique is a bit different on both sides. It's very normal. We're not built, most of us anyway, aren't built ambidextrously. We can't use both sides evenly. We just have to try to set good standards when we can. Final 10. Oh, I forgot the press there. There we go, too much talking. One more, let's do this. Good. Oh, okay, nice. Another minute and a half to recover. This is good. So we only have one round left to do. Because of the complexity of it, we bring the volume down a bit so you can try to really focus on good quality reps instead of getting injured. Get your water in. We've still got over a minute to recover. And I'm just going to chat at you like I always do, see if I can get any more points across. Snatch. Okay, so with the snatch, in slow motion, you swing back, and from here, your first thought is, how can I get this from here to here as quickly and powerful as possible? And what you don't do is go here, straight arm, straight arm, straight arm to the top. That's one way to break your arm. The best way to do it, from here, keep it relatively close to your body, so you're extending at the hips. It doesn't really come too far out, it stays quite close to the body. You sort of pull it up at the elbow and quickly punch up to the sky. So it's more of a swing back, extend the hips, pull up, all my toes almost, all my toes, and then press to the top. So again, you won't see that, but here, I'm keeping it very close to my body at all times. And I'm quickly exploding up to the top. But anyway, 10 seconds. Let's do that. Everything I just said. Remembered it perfectly. So here we go. Last round. So 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Boom, straight to the top. As to what this arm does, who knows? Often, with most people, you'll see it go back as they go back here, then they press up with it as well. They sort of use that momentum with the arm. It doesn't matter what you do with it, to be honest. As long as you get the movement done on the side that's working. So I'm now going to switch over. And with all these things, it's just practice. That makes perfect. I'm going to just go straight on here. Final 10, staying in that zone now. Getting focused. One more. And good. Okay, nice. Lovely stuff. Right, snatches completed. Douche. Windmills. Let's do this. So 20 seconds. Hopefully you're a bit more comfortable with these now. But again, go lighter. do it without a weight. So if you go too heavy too soon, you can hurt your shoulder, you can hurt your back. So let's keep it safe. But let's get ready to rock and roll. So 3, 2, and 1. Feet to the side. Let's go. You'll probably be glad to see the back of this one. I would say the most clicky, mobility-based one today. So those of you that lack mobility and flexibility might be really struggling with this. But like I said, body weight is fine. You can do exactly the same movement as me, just without weight, or with like a little tomato can, something like that. Okay, I'm just going to switch over quickly. Let's get this done. So naturally I'm a bit less flexible on this side, so I have to bend my legs a bit more to get it down there, but it's okay. Trying to look up at the sky or at the kettlebell with every rep that I do. And back in. And good. Yeah, you've got to give the old kettlebell some respect. Put some respect on the kettlebell's name. You stare at that all the way, just in case you lose control of it. Good. 2 rounds left. Single leg deadlift, and then we're going to finish up with the last round of clean and lunge and press. So let's get ready to rock and roll with these single leg deadlifts, focusing on balance. One more time. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. And we're going down like so. Try to stretch out the hamstrings a bit as much as you can. Try not to bend this front leg too much like so. You want to keep it a bit straighter, but make sure the knee is not locked out. That's never the idea. Alrighty. Approaching that halfway mark, so we're going to switch over probably for me after this rep. Nice controlled rep. Yep. Okay, now I'm switching. Let's get some good reps done on this side. Yeah, okay, I'm in the zone now. I'm focusing on the same dot. Like I've said to you before, it's all about just channeling your inner zen. Again, feel the burn in the glutes, the standing leg. One more rep for me. Control, and good. Alrighty, okie dokie. It's time for our last movement, and it's going to be the clean lunge press. So, I mean, there are ways that you can make this even more advanced. For example, you can do a snatch into the lunge if you're feeling fruity, but for now, let's leave it at the clean press lunge. It's hard enough. So here we go. So 5 seconds. We're going to make this our best round yet. So 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Get into a good, steady rhythm. The main focus here really is quality of each rep, not quantitative data. We're looking at quality over quantity. Wow. You might find it's your shoulder that's actually fatiguing more than your legs, which is very normal, especially with the windmill that we've done and the snatches. Okay, the switcheroos. Last 30. In about 18 seconds time, you can then call it a day. That's another successful workout done. You can call yourself a pro. Final 10, here we go. Let's go for one more, here we go. Big last rep. And yes. Love it. Let's turn that off. Doo-doo-doo. Oh yeah, it's got the heart rate ticking. So yeah, that's it. 3 rounds are all we need. If you want to and you've got more time, you can whack the same again for 4. Often, repetition is the best thing whenever you're doing any sort of weights. Repeat, get better, get stronger. The biggest mistake people make in the world of weightlifting, fitness, kettlebells, is they try to put so much variety in there to keep it interesting and exciting, so they forget about the basics of just getting strong at the basic movements. If you can do a snatch with 32 instead of 12 or 16, whatever, or 8, then you'll be a lot stronger and probably a lot fitter than you were if you're this. Or you could go the long spider route around and do snatches and something more advanced again and something more advanced again without ever actually getting stronger at the basic snatch. So my recommendation is stick to like 3 or 4 movements that we've done today and just build up the strength over time. That's where you get really strong and fit and more muscular, I suppose, in a way. You've got the right food and nutrition. But anyway, enough of a lecture. Personal trainer by nature, it's built in. So let's start off with some shoulders again. We're just going to put our hands together and start to articulate the shoulders around for our cool down. Lovely. Let's do our side twist for our spine. Make sure we move our feet with it as well. Try just to loosen up the spine a little bit before we call it a day. Nice, and then we'll do a little floor-based finisher. So just on the floor, like so. For the glutes, if you can see me down here, hopefully you can. I haven't been down here yet. This is exciting. So let's put the left leg out straight, the right foot over the top of it, and then pull in towards your body. So you pull in with the opposite hand over on your knee and yank it towards your opposite shoulder. You should get a nice stretch kind of running down your glute in here, trying to keep your back nice and straight as well. And you can support yourself with your other arm. Double whammy, like so. And let's switch over. Other leg, other foot over here, and pull it in towards here this time. Who doesn't like stretching on the floor? Bit of a cool down, it's very nice. Perfect, and then just making our way back up again. That was one for the glutes. Just going to finish off with just our standard, move that to the side. Finish off with our standard kick, so it's going to go across our body, loosen up the hips again. Again, you're always more than welcome to skip the cool down, but I'd recommend just getting a little bit of time to get the heart rate back down again. Let's switch over legs, final bit. Okay, so 3, 2, and 1. Okay, nice, you can now relax. So I hope you enjoyed. That was a bit more tiring, a bit more technical. Again, you can still get more advanced if you're really, really technical, but we'll leave it at that for now. That's pretty great level to be at. Hopefully you followed along, enjoy, and hopefully I'll see you for the next one. Thanks a lot.